Hello, and welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns. We are bringing you another Wind Waker Randomizer Season 4 tournament match. I'll get the predictions sorted once I do this intro. We got Gobbity versus wooferzfg in the winner tracker quarterfinals. This is game number 1. It's the only one they're playing today. Game 2 will be tomorrow at the same time, and game 3, if necessary, will be at 8 p.m. Eastern on Monday. That being said, I'm going to hand off to our commentators, Jay West and Original.
So round 3 quarterfinals. First line or like first round that does best of threes.
Definitely makes things more interesting. You get sort of that elongated effect of the matchups, right? You can have it be a marathon like some people do too, all back to back.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who would ever do that. That'd be wild.
Sounds crazy. Imagine 6 hours of Wind Waker.
And imagine if we like did 2 seeds after that too. That'd be crazy insane.
Yeah, 10 hours of Wind Waker. It's like a whole day. But
it does seem like a good use of a day though.
Yeah. I mean, if you have a free day, and you don't have any other plans or anything going on, why not spend the whole day playing Wind Waker? That's probably what I would do. I think the thing I like about the best of threes and with the when you have them on different days sort of spread out, it gives you sort of that almost like effect you feel in some, I don't know how many people are big sports fans, but like the playoff series in sports, it feels a lot more like that and like basketball.
So right away, a little bit of divergence. I like Gobbity's play here more because they spawn at a reef, and I don't think Woofer took the time to like look at which reef it was. But having the 6-eye reef, which there is a sub there that we need.
Yeah, it's definitely a play you could do to go to this sub early. Although I know Woofer's plan probably is going to be to do some of the other really easy early checks and hope that maybe he can just come back to that sub with maybe Leaf or a weapon or something to make it go a lot faster. So I can definitely see both plays.
Yeah, I've personally been on the side of if you're like spawning right next to a sub, as long as it's not like crescent sub, then it's questionable. Well, then you can't do it because you don't have an item. But
yeah,
warping and then getting to the island as well kind of normally negates that time that you'd save.
Yeah, I guess it's also more about saving the potential headache of either getting trolled by moblins, or if you miss a couple of pots, you can just completely avoid that sort of stress. Which, if you get something like that,
very true as well.
Yeah, if something bad like that happens to you pretty early in a run, it can kind of set the tone for you. Although Gobbity making pretty quick work of it and getting iron boots, looks like that's going to be a required item for us today, given the dungeons.
Yeah, interesting that we have the backs of dungeons, essentially. All 3 of them have their warp pots interlinked, so an early dip into a dungeon, well, it's actually really weird because you need a lot of items to get into the dungeon, so I'm assuming we're going to see a lot of overworld items this seed.
Yeah, I know there's sort of like the talk you get with a lot of people, nobody wants Earth Temple and Wind Temple combination, but generally I think I find because there's so many requirements to get into those dungeons, you usually get a lot of good items in the overworld beforehand, and it can make the seeds a little easier sometimes too. But they are slow dungeons, definitely.
My personal least favorite dungeon in terms of routing and stuff is DRC, because it just has those 3 checks right away that you never know. They could be boomerang, or not boomerang, grappling hook.
Yeah, true. The DRC makes that, since it's open right from the start, it's always sort of mocking you as you're clearing overworld trying to get good items. Not much else to see on, at least nothing super interesting so far. A lot of items that we would sort of call the delayed dopamine items. Like you get tingle statues, like that doesn't really help you do anything. A wallet that doesn't really help you do anything, but it might help you get something later. But sort of just like a delaying your item with things like that.
Yeah, this is crazy how little we've seen so far. Din's Pearl is not required, but
Yeah,
we got
kind
one.
of cool. It's orange, you know. Some people like orange.
I like my guy, Dean Machine 42.
Oh yeah, true.
That's who the Pearl's named after, actually.
Yeah, true. I always forget about that. I'm gonna see if the wallet is worth anything for us today. Yes. Although that's one of those things where it is required, but not really helping us out in the early game much at all.
This, however, could be scary. Because if we get Skullhammer very soon here, that means, and Leaf specifically, but, well, even just Skullhammer, we have Sphere 1 first check in Wind Temple.
Yeah.
Just the first check. Like, if that's Leaf, that's really gross.
Yeah. Definitely a possibility. So we'll have to hold out and see where that Skullhammer is, I suppose. We see the Northern Fairy sub here coming up on Wolfer's End. That's I almost think of this sub, if you don't spawn near it, it's kind of like basically an extension of Windfall, because there's not really any other better time to go do it. So
Yeah, it really is like its own warp.
yeah.
I theorize like you could potentially save a warp by chaining it with Mother and Child by super swimming off of Mother and Child to the sub and then go to Pop Ring after Windfall, but that just turns out not being very fast, even if you get first try storage.
Yeah. I think a lot of times I've seen people also do like the check the Northern Fairy sub sort of before Windfall and then soft reset so you could sail to Pauperin after Windfall if you wanted to. But then of course if, like in this instance, if Northern Fairy sub is something that might be useful, you can't soft reset out of there. Because you need that item, potentially.
I'm also a huge advocate of trying to get mail optimally and not going out of your way unless you need to get it, like, urgently. Like you're low on checks. And
Yeah,
both of these runners going to get it and having to recheck the mail later.
Nice rupees there. Yeah, I think getting something like that pretty early here. I mean, a lot of times you go to, I'm imagining you go probably outset here for Woofer, yeah, so pretty easy to check the mail here when you're rolling up to Grandma's house to get into the basement. So no reason to make like an extra trip somewhere else specifically just to check that.
Yeah, assuming we see the standard Mesa first.
Yeah, and that looks to be what's happening.
Yeah, Mesa to last is actually good if you can somehow get all the items for Big Pig right away, but I don't think I've seen that yet in Season 4.
Yeah, doesn't come up super often.
Earth God's lyric. Almost all the songs.
Yeah, getting close to that song percent.
Little musical out here.
Yeah. It's always sort of nice to see nobody falling down in the Northern Fairy Zone. It's kind of one of those places where if you fall down, it's kind of like... Although, hey, we got our first piece of the Triforce for 20 rupees. Not bad.
Yeah, Beetle has three different types of baits. There's the baits, the pear, and then the cheese.
Yeah. Cheese is gonna help out in our rat traps for later, probably. When we head to Headstone Sub.
I hate Headstone Sub. If you have to do with a sword, it's just pain. Sometimes.
It really is. It really can be.
One time I had a rat that just... He kept staying on the ceiling, staying away from me.
Oh, that is the worst. It's a nice place if... It's not a bad place if you have like a boomerang or a bow or something, but...
Gravity like must have hit the loading zone as he like clipped it from the bottom and then jumped out of it. I thought that he just
Yeah.
clipped out of it.
That was funny. I like that. Walking into the house out in the middle of like the path outside. Very nice.
He definitely had like a very brief oh crap moment before his screen just went black.
True. Did I miss what's going on? Seeing this roll clip here by Woofer to get into Jaboon's cave. It's a nice little cave. It's got a chest on a raft in there.
Yeah, that roll clip, I think everybody struggled with it initially in Season 4 settings, but as we've gotten like better at practicing how to do it and like what angle to hold, it's gotten a lot better.
True. Extra
There's
bombs
also,
behind bombs.
I'm surprised that the people who don't go for the roll clip do the door cancel strat. I'm surprised that we don't see more of the ledge clip strat.
Oh, the one
like
by
ledge-
Grandma's house?
Yeah, ledge flipping with a rock.
Yeah. Definitely would be interesting. I think,
It can be finicky though. Door canceling is definitely the easiest.
yeah, definitely. Especially if you're already comfortable with storage.
Yeah.
And it looks like Woofer's going to head back to that 6-eye sub now, so...
So yeah, well, we
Probably-
should have a very good gauge on like who's ahead.
Yeah.
I think that here, or Gobbity's just ahead, right? Or Gobbity hasn't checked mother and child, maybe?
Yes. I think that's right. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to depend a lot on how this sub goes for Woofer here, but...
Yeah, no matter what, I'd say that Gobbity has a very slight lead. Well, yeah, he still has to get this cheese from Beetle I forgot about. A little bit of time.
Yeah, the cheese. Well, we're almost running out of projectiles for this moblin here. Doesn't seem to want to let go of his spear.
Let go of it, can he get to it before with the morph? Oh no. Oh.
One chance left, and it's the worst one.
Ooh.
That's rough.
Yeah, he's gonna reload the sub.
And I think, what are we saying? Gobbity doing Diamond Step early, it appears?
Yeah, it looks like he's just gonna head over to Diamond Step. Season 3 runner, veteran with this trick.
Yeah.
Easy first try.
And this moblin has a pretty tight grip today.
In Season 3, it would always feel the absolute worst if you missed it. Because it's just like, you know right away you're probably behind like a good 20-30 seconds.
True, yeah.
Because almost everybody did it in Season 3.
Yeah, and when it's kind of the same thing as the roll clip, right? Whenever everybody does it so frequently, people get really consistent at it. So if you're having an off day or a bad day and you don't get it consistently, or first try, then you're like, uh-oh.
Okay, Woofer killed the first moblin, so we're good now.
Yeah.
Just don't die.
Luckily, the moblins like to drop those orbs, and I think he got a couple of hearts from that, so that's definitely helpful.
Yeah, and with the reach of the moblin stick.
Yeah, you can keep some healthy distance between you and that moblin and avoid taking too much damage. Getting his iron boots here. One thing I think both of the runners probably don't want to see is that skull hammer. Ooh, a bow and diamond step. That's a nice find.
This would actually be huge if there's somehow a second bow here.
Yeah.
Or if there's a bow at Isle of Steel, because I assume that Gobbity's plan is to super swim to Isle of Steel afterwards.
I was just gonna ask how much you want to bet that Gobbity goes to Islet of Steel after. Super swims there after this, but... Yeah, It's definitely nice to have that bow early. We'll see how much of a lead that could give is mostly going to depend on where hookshot is. There's our last pearl.
So where's Woofer off to now?
I guess
We don't have a lot of items right now for how long we've been in. Like we have a decent amount of items, but nothing that actually opens checks right away.
Right, yeah. Definitely a handful of things that are, or not like a handful, but definitely a few things that are required, but they're all things like shards, songs.
Also, yeah,
Iron boot.
Gobby's doing a super swim. Full sensitivity alert.
Yeah. What was it that Montgold said the other day? If you're sensitive to flashing images, maybe just don't look at Gobbity's side of the screen.
Yeah, that's probably a good general rule of thumb.
And yep, you were right. We are heading. Oh, there's the leaf. That's a pretty good early find for Woofer there.
That's
not that I think
really
it'll
good.
take. Yeah, not that I think it'll take Gobbity too long to get that. It's at a pretty easy spot. But
Yeah, it's not really an advantage other than Woofer's probably like hitting himself thinking about how that sub went and that his next check was a leaf.
yeah, true. So yeah, we'll see. It's only going to really matter if Gobbity does a bunch of other subs before going to paw print. Or someplace to get that leaf. There's a bottle. We'll see where I'm guessing Gobbity goes DRI next, since he has the bow, yeah. Not a bad play. That's probably what I would do. Ooh, a Cabana Deed.
Oh, this could actually like kind of mislead Gob though, because I know that Woofer might actually be a fan more or less of going to FCP sub if you have the bow, because it's really not like that bad if you have the bow in theory.
Yeah,
but
if I
just having the leaf is good.
Yeah, if I was Gobbity, I would definitely do the checks here and then go to flight control sub, you know, knowing what he knows. I mean, obviously you would prefer to have the leaf for FCP sub because it's easier to leaf skip it, but when you don't know that the leaf is the opposite direction, I think it's better to try and go there and hopefully get something that'll help you clear more of paw print, like grapple or power bracelets or bombs before you go to paw print the first time. There's another Tingle statue. Well, we all know what a bunch of early Tingle statues means. It means the ankle probably has nothing.
I think that the only thing worse than doing FCP sub right now for Gob would be going right to Crescent and doing that sub.
Yeah.
Sometimes like you feel like, well, I could just full clear Crescent and then kind of clear paw print, maybe full clear it, but
that play does make a lot of sense. I mean, it's definitely something you would consider because the way you have to think about it is like I always route planning that whatever check I'm going to next, I'm not going to get anything from it, right?
Yeah.
So you don't want to be like, oh, if I go to paw print and I get bombs and grapple in there, then I'm set. That's not a very smart way to plan your route.
I think the general like census from most season 4 runners has been like plan on full clearing the sea, do it as efficiently as possible.
Yeah, that is the best way to go generally. Gobbity reaching pearl percent now. We'll see what the big decision is. And it's gonna be... No, he's faking us out.
Return?
Is it?
This
Which
is
way?
poppin'.
Is it?
This is Crescent.
Oh, Crescent. Oh, that's rough. Well, that's... I mean, honestly, not a bad play, really, with the items that he has. It's just an unlucky play, I would say.
Yeah, like it's really just a 50-50.
Yeah. The only thing I would say is I feel like I think I still would probably do FCP first in that situation, just because I think getting the leaf for that probably saves more time skipping the crescent sub. I'd rather get to leaf skip the crescent sub, so I'd rather put that sub off, personally. But also, it's like you said, it's literally just guessing at that point, so...
Yeah, like there's also the sphere 0 check right here.
Yeah.
Obviously, he doesn't know what it is until he gets it.
True. So we're
Back
gonna
in
get
earlier
to
this year, we would have known what's in that chest, though, if you were running even.
True, true.
Got the spoiler log open.
Yep. All the information you could possibly desire at the tips of your fingers. And we are seeing if Grandma is required or not today now. Ooh, dang. Time loss. Rip. Going to play golf now, it looks like, on Woofer's side. Also, I am not sure what Gobbity stored on DRI.
His model has bracelets on. That's actually really interesting. Because he'll actually get the third check faster, and he'll just do popping faster than Woofer for what he got.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. It's going to depend on what's in that third check. It probably, depending on grapple and, you know, places like that, it might not save like an extra dip to paw print, but if that is a good item, then that could potentially save time too. Although I don't know if we have confirmation yet.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Woofer do Diamond Step early here. I know he's not the biggest advocate of Diamond Step early. However, if you're right there, it's like you might as well.
Yeah.
And he does have Leaf, so it will speed it up a little bit.
Yeah, he'll have a little bit easier of a time than Gobbity did in there with the Leaf.
Oh.
Ooh, there's the bow. I don't know, he might not do that now. He might go do some other things.
This could be huge if he decides to go to Diamond Step.
Yeah, let's see.
This is really big for Woofer.
Yeah, that's going to be a one trip on Needle Rock then.
Yep, he's just going to go to Needle Rock right after.
Yep. So that is definitely nice. The out of logic fire and ice. I don't think the other check in Diamond Step had anything, did it?
I don't think so. I think it was like rupees or something.
Gobbity picking up his leaf. I still can't tell if Gobbity has power bracelets or not. It was a chart. Okay, thank you, Elena. Gonna try this octo jump again here. The answer to that question is no. The leaf is the only item required for playing golf. And I'm guessing Gobbity doesn't have power bracelets since he's doing this sidling strat here. Or that, or he just hasn't noticed.
Oh, we were talking about the out of logic fire and ice on Diamond Step, not the out of logic bow on.
Right. Sometimes it's weird to think about Diamond Step being out of logic because you're so used to doing Diamond Step early. It just feels like it's part of the experience, but it is technically.
It's just the Sphere 0, really.
It's interesting here. Gobbity is electing to do what Woofer did not do: go back into paw print and do the leaf strat to check that other chest.
Yeah, it's also crazy how in Season 3, like, I'm pretty sure it was, like, almost proven to be mathematically unoptimal to do Diamond Step early. But it was just, like, something that everybody accepted that you're at a loss if, like, it has something, and just everybody did it.
Yeah, it was kind of like you're pretty much most of the time losing time, but the time that you're losing is relatively small compared to the time you might be losing if somebody does it and gets lucky, and you don't do it and get... Ooh, grapple. That's pretty big.
He's gonna be able to single dip paw print, he just is gonna go right back in and use the
Yeah.
grappling hook.
Yeah, that is a very good find for Gobby there. Woofer getting his nice find. Although, I guess one thing to think about too is it's only a super great find if the grapple check has something, because grapple's not really required in this seed to beat it. So we'll find out here exactly how powerful of a play that is.
I think we might actually see a little bit of hand holding here pretty soon, because it's actually really good for Gravity if he just goes to Great Fish and then Needle Rock. No, just kidding, he doesn't have bow. I'm silly.
Yeah. You'll want to go to
If he gets bow.
Horseshoe. Let's see. Boomerang. Okay, well, not the best thing you could find there, but you know.
Probably won't be. Or yeah, he has it for the rat sub.
Yeah. So definitely will help with that for sure. We're gonna see.
Really
yeah, that's it. I'm definitely a big advocate for Boomerang being super good in Forbidden Woods, but we don't have Forbidden Woods today, so.
Yeah, that will still most likely save time over Woofer likely coming back to it later.
Yeah, the real time save is definitely the saving the extra trip.
And it looks like Gavity's heading to Northern Triangle Island to pick up Cyclos.
Nice, so we'll get to see what that is too. Yeah, the only other thing I suppose that could be super big with the grapple is Cabana. If Cabana has something really good. Although honestly, at this point, what really could Cabana have? It's pretty unlikely it has like bombs or power bracelets, since the grapple is locked behind one of those two things. And we already have like the leaf, and maybe there's a sword there, but there's also 3 other of those out there somewhere else too, you know, so odds of that being like the forced first sword, or I don't even know if that is how that can work.
I just thought of something else. Imagine if the forced first sword is in like Deep in Wind Temple.
Yeah, there you go. That would be pretty rough. At least you'd have Skullhammer. Oh, Hero's Charm. There we go. That'll make chat happy.
Well, I don't know if happy's the term. Because I don't know if Gal's on to be big on equipping the Hero's Charm in a race versus Woofer.
I know I would. That's just me. Gravity going to be saving Grandma. Maybe not right away, but eventually here. Probably relatively soon. I'm assuming the play is going to be save Grandma and check Horseshoe, maybe, with Leaf being as early as it was. But we shall see.
Forest Haven, so he's probably just gonna do Cliff
Forest
Plateau.
Haven, yeah.
Or even the sub. Forest Haven, Forest Haven checks. Because we have the grappling hook, we have the leaf, and we don't have Force or Forbidden Woods in Logic.
True. There's a treasure chart. Treasure chart 15. That's a nice number. I really like numbers that end in 5s and 0s, so those are generally my favorite.
Treasure chart 23.
That's also a good one. That one is also a good one.
What if I told you that the total amount of treasure charts was 1 off of being a 0?
That would make me very sad, but sometimes sacrifices must be made. You get to see 2 different checks here at roughly the same time. It's always, I mentioned this last night doing that race, but it's always kind of nice when there's a little bit of divergence in the runners, just because we get to see a little bit more of the seed more quickly.
Yeah, we're probably going to see them just flip-flop locations.
Yeah. More Gobby electing to not gain capitalism percent, as Montco would call it.
Yeah, there's no advantage to having the biggest wallets.
True. This is not what is it? Like all sanity or expensive purchases aren't on or anything. And Woofer going to be recollecting these 2 DRI checks that we saw Gobby get. I should say recollecting, but collecting.
Yeah, he'll be able to do it a little bit faster than Gobby did it, thanks to having the leaf.
Yeah.
And then he'll likely just head out to flight control platform sub.
Yeah, definitely a good play. Gobby getting the 4th Tingle statue there. It's going to be interesting. You're getting a lot of sort of information about the seed from these grapple checks, given that we know that grapple is behind either one of bombs or power bracelets. Both of those are going to be somewhere out here, because the logic requires us to have both of those to get to Hyrule in this particular seed.
I actually really like the way that Gobby routed this. I don't know if it's intentional, if it was just the way that it worked out, but his last save warp was on Forest Haven, so if this sub is nothing, he can just soft reset and go to Cliff Plateau.
Yeah, that's definitely nice. Potentially save a little bit of time with a warp. It looks like Woofer's going to grab that Fire Mountain here before going to FCP sub. The interesting thing about trying to derive the logic from the these bow placements is you can kind of think about it, but also no, not exactly, because there is a 3rd bow out there that... So even though one of the bows was behind hookshot, you could still find hookshot here if there's another earlier bow out there somewhere. So not as much useful information as, like, say, what Gobby might find out about bombs or power bracelets by checking grapple checks. But still interesting.
Gob, I think, had a little bit of a not perfect leaf pump on one of his leaf pumps, so...
Yeah. Those leaf pumps can be, the subs, it can be tricky. You have to have a lot of really, really good leaf pumps. But we're gonna get to see what this sub is now. Money! Yay! We're
We
making...
finally find our first sword. Half hour in? Maybe?
Maybe, yeah. Hopefully.
Oh,
Close.
no.
Sword adjacent. Sword adjacent.
Oh, no. That opens up half of Wind Temple.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Still out of logic, though, at least at this point. So, I guess that's kind of what we were saying before. The fact that the Fire and Ice that we have is behind hookshot right now is good information, I suppose. Although, the other thing I said kind of rings a little bit true. It doesn't necessarily have to be the forced Fire and Ice arrow.
Yeah, we could see another... We could see light arrows soon, and then it could mean that hookshot could be in Wind Temple.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really interesting, like, what kind of information you can get from that. Because if you were to gamble Wind Temple right now and you find the light arrows, or you find the hookshot in Wind Temple, you know that light arrows can't be behind a Fire and Ice check.
Right. Right, because the hookshot was Fire and Ice locked, and there was a bow in the hookshot lock check. It's very complicated, but yes. There's so many pieces here. Ghost ship chart. It would probably make it easier for us if that ghost ship chart or if one of these other early sphere checks just like had something, so we don't have to keep racking our brains trying to figure this out.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a decent amount of people in chat that are just like, wait, what?
I hope there's a decent amount of people in chat going, I hope they get more, like, simple commentators that aren't crazy next time. These guys are talking a bunch of nonsense. Alright, we're gonna see Woofer go down and grab his 100 rupees, I think, is from what I can see here. Oh, it's true. We probably do look like those people that are like, they're that guy from that meme that's got all the strings connecting all the stuff on the billboard.
My brain expands every time I have to think about the logic of the seed.
Why is it only tournament seeds? They're like on average it seems like so much worse. I feel like it's probably just a selection bias kind of thing, but still.
Yeah, I think it's more just the fact that we're focused a lot more on tournament races.
Yeah.
Because I've definitely had a fair amount of casual races that are just disgusting.
Oh yeah. True. Well, we're getting that sub first try, so that's gonna save him a little bit of, or the sub skip, I should say, first try. So that'll save him a little bit of time over Gobbity, unfortunately, having to fight the enemies in there. We'll see if Woofer elects to go to Cliff Plateau now, or if he has something else planned. I think it's going to be Cliff Plateau. I know Woofer generally is of the mindset that whenever he gets something like a sword or a skullhammer so he can do the jump slashing inside Cliff Plateau, it's pretty much time to go do Cliff Plateau.
Yeah, that, or I like the leaf too. I got really
Leaf is
comfortable
good.
with the like jump slash strap, but with the leaf, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think. I know.
You know the old it was used a lot in like season 2 to get it in there at not in Cliff Plateau, but in Birdspeak
Oh,
Rock,
on Birdspeak?
where you would do
Yeah.
it. You wouldn't ledge grab. You would just be on the outside and jump and then
Oh.
midair slash.
Yeah, yeah. I like that with Leaf a lot, actually.
Yeah,
It's really nice.
because even if you miss it, you can go to the back of the island and you can just walk up.
Yeah. Oh, double magic. That's cute.
I've been meaning to check that for a while to see if you can actually just like park your boat on like the side of the island and just walk up.
Oh, yeah.
If you like have the leaf, then you can just like leaf out of your boat.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be interesting to know. I know there's the leaf only strat on the inside of Cliff Plateau, which that is delivery bag, right? That Woofer just got? Or at least he has delivery bag now. I'm not sure where he got it. Might have been there. I don't see that he's marked it on his tracker, but that could just be because he's waiting for a more opportune time. I'm going to be checking the top of the waterfall chest here, I think. Oh no, going inside Cabana? Maybe? Doing both? Hammerless Cabana? I don't know. I'm imagining.
I think you check top first, no matter what.
Yeah, just in case it's hammer. Because, yeah, sorry. That's what I would be thinking.
The only reason I kind of don't like this is that he's gonna have to probably play an extra song of passing here or there later on. I would have rather wanted to go to oh, power bracelets.
There's power bracelets. All right, so that brings grapple into the logic.
Well, it also makes Earth Temple a thing.
Yeah, true. Yeah, once Woofer gets those, then he'll have all of Earth Temple open, right? With fire and ice.
Yeah, I believe so. Out of logic, yep.
Yeah. True.
Where's the hook shot?
Yeah, the hook shot. It's probably in Cabana, right?
Yeah,
feels
Cabana's
like
second chest.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be.
This is also going to be a little bit unfortunate for Gobbidy because he's not going to have Skullhammer.
Yeah, Woofer gonna get his power bracelets here, and might also be thinking a Cabana play too. Oh wait, no, he doesn't have grapple. Never mind.
Wait,
Might not get that.
Gobbity doesn't have sword or skull hammer also.
Yeah, gonna
So,
be maybe using a
the
bow on the rededs, or there is that strat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what his plan is. I'm excited to find out. Oh, I guess it's worth mentioning here too. Woofer's gonna get to one-trip Bomb Island. I think Gobbity could only do the sub when he went there.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think, or did he have power bracelets at the time?
He did not.
Or, no,
he got.
he just got them. Yeah, male. That's
Yeah.
unfortunate too, because he's probably thinking. Well,
Yeah,
was top of headstoning or top of the waterfall anything?
I don't remember. I missed it. It looks. Oh, Gobbity has an extra tingle statue. Maybe that's what it was. But Woofer also going to get Ghost Ship out of the way here too. Looks like.
Oh, it was a tingle statue.
It what? Okay. A golden feather.
Because I was thinking there is the chance of if Cabana's completely empty, he could soft resets back to Bomb Island and get the power bracelets there.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't be a bad play, definitely. Unlucky with the tingle statue then, I suppose. Unless it does lead to something good. We'll see about this. Gobbity gonna use the bow, I think. Probably not a bad safety strat.
Yeah, he's just gonna hug the wall and then not kill the second one.
Yeah, definitely not bad. Yeah, this is actually all working out really well for Woofer here. Getting the power bracelets and Ghost Ship being at Bomb Island all at sort of the same time.
Yeah, I've been paying enough attention. Did Woofer have to play Song of Passing at all?
He played Song of not on Bomb Island, but
Okay.
I think he did it to get Note to Mom while still at Bird's Peak. My guess is if he wouldn't have got power bracelets. Oh, there's the last bow. So.
Oh no.
So hookshot can be in there. Oh wait, no.
Where was
because that's behind Skullhammer logically, which is in. So that's the light arrows. Because Skullhammer was in Fire Mountain. So.
Oh.
Yeah. So those are the light arrows. Neat.
So yeah, hookshot can't be in Wind Temple.
Yep. Well, that's good to know. I mean, at least for us.
Hopefully, they both are able to calculate that. I know that it's also a lot hard to like make those types of calculations while you're running. Also, Woofer might get pushed off. Okay, you got it.
Whew. Yeah. Yeah, so Gobbity just going to sail back to Bomb Island here. Not terrible, honestly, given he got the power bracelets. Kind of sort of making the best of like a awkward situation, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. Also, if Bomb Island is dead, he can soft reset to Cabana and do Ice Rain.
Yeah, lots of options. Lots of options. One thing that is going to be interesting is when does Woofer go back to paw print to get the grapple, since we know that the last bow is in Cabana. Probably going to want to put that off for a while, I would guess, for him, because he is probably hoping to get grapple there and not have to do 3 dips into paw print. Oh, there's the hook shot though.
That's really interesting. That opens up all of Wind Temple, correct? Or except for Big P, but yeah, we can skip that.
True,
well,
so.
Yeah, spring storage, but
yeah,
not spring storage, but doing storage off the spring.
Yeah, not the most ideal position to that too. Ideally, you'd want bombs, but you know, it's one of those. It's technically possible.
Ideally, you'd also like want a sword personally, but
oh, true, yeah. Always forget about those swords.
That is one thing about Ice Ring though too, is that without a sword, it's like kind of awkward to scale Ice Ring.
Yeah, I think Woofer's doing Cyclos, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I think he's also trying to decide if he wants to go into Wind Temple or not. I don't think. What did Cyclos have? Is it like a nothing or something like that? Horseshoe is the bow that Woofer has that Gobbity does not have.
Yeah. Yeah, so grapple. We now know that the grapple is actually hard required.
Yes, that is true.
Oh, that's right. He had the Hero's Charm.
Ah, yeah. So another hard required item. JK, JK.
So I assume Gobbity is gonna do Cabana, then Needle Rock, then probably see either a Super Swim to Horseshoe or a Warp to Outset, then to Horseshoe.
Yeah.
And we still have to do Headstone as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and it looks like Woofer's heading for Ice Ring.
Yep, it's relatively fast.
Yeah. I'm thinking Ice Ring is going to be... I'm feeling like there's a sword here today. I don't know, It seems like it's one of those places that likes to have swords. Oh, I think Gobbity's about to charge up for another one of those swims.
Yeah, it looks like Gobbity is going to be doing a Super Swim to Needle Rock.
Right, let's see what's at Ice Ring here.
Jeez.
Yeah. Required, but not... Not, helpful. Required, but not helpful. Well, that's what I wanted to say. So our fire and ice checks today looking pretty nice, actually.
Yeah, it's really interesting how a little decision like going back into Pop Print for Gob to get that right boulder check really changed a lot of the routing.
There's our bait bag, so it might be time to see the pig.
I think it's such a hard decision.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like you want the mirror shield before you go back to outside here, preferably. Because then you can just go right into Earth Temple and full clear it efficiently. But without mirror shield, kind of gross.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the side of I don't mind I don't mind going to Headstone just for the Headstone checks and then coming back later for Earth Temple, honestly. Just because I generally want to clear all the overworld before I go into Earth Temple anyway. And sometimes if those checks open up early, I don't like the thought of getting burned by them.
Yeah, I do think that if he goes to Headstone though, he should at least like get the first couple checks in there. Or like not even the first couple checks. Just open the warp pod and say warp out. I think that's fast.
Oh, there's our sword.
A Sphere Zero sword.
It was there the whole time. Now let's see what the play is. Outset is the play, it looks like. I think I like that play. Oh, Gobbity gonna swim again.
Gobbity's gonna swim over to Horseshoe.
Alright, so Gobbity gonna be getting light arrows then here. We're really just missing like swords now then, and bombs I suppose. Couple pieces of cheese. see the pig yeet leafing across with the yeeted pig strats here.
Big pig. Will you get it first try? First try skew.
Nice.
God, after missing the first one, just decides to skip a second one. Wise decision.
Yeah. The second one I think is like pretty easy to skip, honestly. Especially if you have lead.
Final score.
Oh, there are bombs.
That's interesting.
That is interesting. Let's see what bomb mail has then. Oh, Gobbity wants to see what's inside the horseshoe cave. Hopefully doesn't save warp out.
He's bringing Coral back to Horseshoe because he swam here.
And there's the light arrows.
So light arrows, no sword. Classic season 4.
Yeah. Very nice. Now let's see what's on top of Earth Temple.
Woofer's probably doing this. Woofer's probably doing this first just on hopes that it's somehow the boomerang, so they can do what we know. That's the mirror shield. That is the mirror shield, is it not?
That was a purple rupee.
Oh, I thought it was a mirror shield.
Yeah, maybe I missed it. I could have sworn.
I want to say that. Yeah. Okay.
Well, let's see what's in this sub then. Nice spin. Got a lot of rats. Oh, we're switching to bow strats. Kind of makes sense. When they start running away from you like that, you kind of just... I'm like, please. I'll switch to my ranged weapon.
Hey, in my defense, commentary is a little bit of a lower resolution than...
Understandable mistake. It's the same shape, kind of.
It really is.
Rupees are shaped kind of like shields.
I only had like a lot of a heart attack internally when he just canceled the...
There's another shard.
Deagle.
Yeah. Gobbity light arrow? Yeah, light arrow. Oh, look, it's running away.
Oh,
it's doing the thing.
He's
leaving. Okay, got it. Okay, cool. There we go. Very nice. Luckily, those
we have
don't
light arrows.
Yeah. Good thing they don't have like the weird light arrow hitbox like the Stalfos do when you're trying to free aim them, where it feels like so tiny. Oh, look, Skullhammer. So we're gonna see the FF play on Woofer's end here.
Yeah, what we're hoping that he can skip a Phantom Ganon, that he does, or just get the Master Sword somewhere here.
Yeah.
I like this play here, but on the flip side too, it's also probably the nicest spot to come back to for
like a dungeon double dip.
Yeah, if you have to go back into Wind Temple or Earth Temple, then you could just do Phantom Ganon right into the Warp Pot.
Yeah, not bad. And honestly, even if you don't find a Master Sword, there's a 40% chance that Phantom Ganon is a dungeon item and you can skip it anyway, so...
And Gobbity pulling the Gobbity and just swimming away again.
Oh, there's another shard. Wow. We just need one more then, right?
Where is Gobbity going?
FCP sub,
FCP
maybe?
sub? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I didn't realize he hadn't done it yet.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So yeah, so we're missing 3 swords, 1 shard. Is that it? 2 swords. 1 shard. I think that's it. We know where everything else is, right?
Pretty much. Earth God's Lyric, or Wind God's Aria.
Ah, yeah. The most hardest required of all the lyrics and arias. I always consider that one sort of like a peace of mind item. Just sort of like having it, even if I don't have to use it.
In my spoiler log formatting document, I just have it listed as song I don't get.
That's yeah. I don't think I'd ever get it in spoiler log, but
there's very rare occurrences where you get like an item like that. Like I think there was one time I ended up you didn't need any picto boxes. Other than like one of them was like hard required, so I ended up getting the deluxe picto box to get the boomerang on Minenko.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's a pretty fast check, assuming the picto boxes aren't too bad. Woofer, of course, noticing, I don't know if anybody else saw, the Phantom Cannon having to have the compass, so easy skip.
Yeah,
so
luckily
we just go straight to Hamura.
In Rando, we don't have the extended infinitely vertical Y axis.
Yeah.
Or
Thank
Z
you,
axis.
Lago. Yes, the up and down one.
Yes. I always forget that in 3D it's normally X and Y are the like east and west, and then Z is up and down.
Yeah. It makes sense that why I wouldn't remember that. My brain is pretty two-dimensional just in general. Thinking outside of 2 dimensions is difficult.
All I know is that the slope is a rise over on X, Y. That's all you need to know in life.
Yep. The cool thing, I suppose, about Helmrak is you get the extra check. And I don't know if, because I know Tanger and I were talking about this during a Mulsanity spoiler log the other day, but we found out, and through testing, that you can get the Tingle and the arrow lighters. Not that it matters in Season 4, because we have to pick up the shard anyway, but you don't actually have to pick up the item in spoiler log. You can not pick it up if you want to, and still get the mail. At least for Helm. For those 2 letters.
The heart container.
Yeah, whatever item drops. Obviously only useful in like a non-race mode spoiler log type setting, but it was neat to find that out.
It's like I've always wondered in Hundo if it's like somehow technically more optimal to not get the heart container when you kill Helmrak, because if you don't know it just goes to like the courtyard area after you trigger FF3.
Okay. Oh, like wait, in the courtyard area, like
where the
Phantom
red
Cannon
rupees
is?
are. Yeah, where Phantom Cannon is.
Gotcha. Oh, so the heart container just ends up there. That's kind of
it just chills there.
That is pretty interesting. I mean, that couldn't be that might not be too bad, right? Because don't you take the FF warp out so you come back there anyway eventually, or?
Yeah, it's just the fact that you're right there when you're at Helmrak, and you can jump slash. You can master jump slash right into it, which is good. Is it work if you do Helmrak skip, like completely skip Helmrak? Or does that make the heart container go away forever? No, if you do Helmrak skip, it doesn't actually. I don't think it triggers FF, or it might trigger FF3.
Gotcha. Neat.
I don't think it does.
I don't know a lot about those vanilla triggers and things like that.
If it did do that, then that's what they would do 100%, because 100% already skips Helmrak once, and then they come back for it later.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I guess, so that makes even more sense. Are we seeing
another super swim from Gob?
I'm guessing angular, and then maybe planning to come back here and dip into Earth Temple? I don't know. Or maybe just go in here because Gobbity wanted to check the headstone checks. or the headstone check since he doesn't have. Oh, is he gonna super swim there, store the chest, and then super swim back with the chest storage to check the top chest?
That's a possibility.
That seems very complicated.
But it looks like he's just going to Ice Ring.
All right, probably not bad.
You just climb up, get frozen, and you're there.
No, Gobbity, you got frozen. What are you doing? JK, JK. I think Woofer might be thinking Wind Temple now. We'll see, though. Or maybe this is the return to Paw Primes. Oh, there's the Wind God song. Oh, we're gonna see what Tingle... We're gonna see the extra letter here. It's another treasure chart. Not
Yeah,
sure.
if he just goes into Wind Temple, it's a little unfortunate, but it shouldn't matter too much in the long run.
Yeah, there's still 2 swords out there somewhere. One could be in Wind Temple.
That was a nice little leaf from Gob to skip having to jump slash, even though he has a skull hammer.
Yeah, I think we're going to Wind Temple on Woofer's side, so not going to be getting the grapple or light arrows. And Gobbity, I forget what was inside here. I don't think it was anything required, was it? Maybe it was. Yeah, it was. Never mind. Or, well, you know, probably. If you want bombs.
Now Gob knowing that he won't have to go and get...
Chest storage.
Yeah, the chest storage strats.
Yeah, I guess the one thing that could potentially be good for... we still don't know where Mirror Shield is, I suppose. And I'm thinking that, like, literally the only overworld checks that Woofer has left is probably that one paw print check, and I'm imagining in his mind he's thinking, what are the actual odds that that's grappling? And also probably thinking, it's so low, right? And unfortunately, we all know the answer to that question.
Well, he's also thinking in his head that grapple's skippable.
True.
Because for all that he knows, that Cabana could be empty and grapple could be just disgusting.
Yeah, true. I mean, it could even be in Hyrule with...
Yeah, grapple could be in Hyrule, and... Oh, we're gonna see another swim from Gob, by the way.
Where are we going to now? Are we heading back to the headstone? Are we heading to... I don't know. Somewhere, maybe.
We're going somewhere. That is a sure thing. It does look like it's back to headstone.
Or are we super swimming into the ghost ship, maybe?
Possibly, yeah.
There's the Wind Temple compass. Probably my 3rd favorite compass, I think. Alright, Gobbity, you got this. It's right there. I can see it from here.
Oh, this is so close. You got it.
Hey! Very nice.
Oh, he didn't get it. That's so unfortunate.
Oh, wow. Oh, no. That looked like he made it. It looked like, but turns out it was a drowning void out and not a, hey, this is ghost ship void out.
That was so close. That was literally frames.
Yeah, dang.
That loses probably like a minute to not having a good ESS angle.
Yeah.
Or good enough ESS angle position.
Yeah, very unfortunate. I'm trying to think of what overworld Gobbity has to do. There's the pig, right? And obviously the ghost ship. And I guess Gobbity has Forsaken Fortress too that Woofer's done. And then on Woofer's side, Gobbity has done the rest of Paw Print and Cabana that Woofer hasn't done, I think.
Yeah, I think Gob will just do pig, top of headstone, head to Forsaken Fortress, head to Wind Temple, head to Earth Temple. Should be pretty straightforward.
That makes a lot of sense.
It'll be really unfortunate for Woofer if he decides to try, if he finds Mirror Shield and decides to skip Paw Print.
Yeah.
Because
that would be very unfortunate. light arrows and Earth
Light
Temple
arrows
are really good.
and the fact that just you could skip checks in Earth Temple.
Yeah, I think having watching a lot of Woofer's runs and talking to him about strategies, I'm definitely of the mindset that he is one of the people of clearing as much overworld before Earth Temple as you can for the hope of being able to skip basement or left side or something, just because that's so good. Like, that saves so much time. Like, nobody wants to full clear Earth Temple.
Yeah, full clearing Earth Temple is kind of a yikes.
Yeah, it is significantly the slowest dungeon to full clear. By probably, I don't know, 2 to 3 minutes, I would say, ish. Even over Tower of the Gods with all its cutscenes.
Yeah, it really is a long dungeon, because it's like 3 different dungeons.
Yeah, it really is. And they all suck. At least as far as likelihood of having good items.
The first part of the dungeon doesn't suck that much if you do the storage route. It's actually pretty fun.
Yeah. Going through like the main path straight to Jahala, yeah, that's a good time, I think. Even doing the floor masters and everything, not bad.
Like, even
Yeah.
the basement isn't that bad, but it's always scary, like, are these skippable checks? Am I doing this unnecessarily?
Right, because it's always...
There's definitely a lot of runs between top runners who are... The run literally comes down to, like, one person doing left side, one person doing basement, and you just win or lose based on that.
Yep. Yeah. Very true. These settings are... Because these settings are so fast-paced and the races are generally a lot closer anyway because of that, it makes little things like that matter even more. We're going to the headstone check here. I wonder if Gobbity might think something sort of similar to what you said earlier about maybe dipping into Earth Temple to check a couple checks and open the warp pod after getting this, to potentially not have to sail back here. I don't think that's a bad play at all.
Especially with having to be here for Seagull.
Right. I mean, even with light arrows too. In theory, Gobbity could just sort of go mode Earth Temple, defeat Valhalla, and then maybe not have to come back at all. I think you open the warp pot too just to be safe, but
can't he also just full clear Earth Temple? It's kind of slow, but
yeah, I think you could do that with it. I mean, there's a couple of chest storage death warpy type things you have to do, right, to get some of the checks, but
yeah, the death warp. I forgot about that one.
But, I mean, with 3 hearts, that's not too bad, and he has 900,000 bombs, so definitely an option. Pretty risky. He's not opening the warp pot, so
that is crazy.
That's bold.
I just assume that he's full clearing then.
Yeah, I mean, I think, or just forgetting the warp. Full clearing Earth light. I guess not having a master sword doesn't mean much since you have light arrows, right? So the combat is not going to be an issue, right? It's just going to be.
I do think that in this position you try to save scum one of the first 2 checks to skip the save warp, or to skip the death warp and just save warp and need the item.
Yeah, I think that's smart. Even if it's like a small key, you could probably risk that if you really wanted to, since they're all completely skippable. You just have to be really smart with your voiding out. Yeah, soup and double magic help a lot too. And the one temple clear going pretty well for Woofer so far.
Well, that is a good point. We could also store the Tingle statue chests too.
Oh, that's one of the cool things about the Tingle statues, like being not in logic, is that it's sort of like an extra gimme chest there for you to use for whatever you want, if you want to.
Yeah, I've used it once in Forbidden Woods to clip into the big key room.
Yeah, that's nice. Oh, hoping to see this strat work out. I love this room like this. It's so satisfying. Oh no. Almost. Just barely. Gobby is going to elect to keep that one small key, it looks like. Ooh, the leafing strat. I dig it. Ooh, a letter that we don't need.
Yeah, also now that I think about it, he definitely can't actually use the Tingle statue chest for to do the death warp thing because you need the mirror shield to get down there and back up.
Yeah. It's one of those things, we have a strat, we can get down there. We can get down there pretty easily. It's the coming back that's tricky. Ooh, a dungeon map? Neat.
So it looks like he's just gained storage. He might just opt to death warp. If he does that strat, it's also possible. Oh, it's so hard.
Yeah, this is a tricky situation. Definitely a tricky situation to be in.
I'd almost want to just consider getting it, and if it's not a small key, then almost assume that it's a small key. Because it's almost guaranteed that that's a small key in the back if this is not a small key.
Yeah, it's pretty uncommon to see the double small key in the Floor Master room.
Yeah, it looks like he's just going to leave it for now. But he's going to bring Medley. Because he doesn't want to... He wants to go to Floor Master and not have to disable out.
Yeah. There we go. So we're having a little trouble with that bomb boosty bombity bomb thing. Kinda looks like me whenever I try to do that strat. I don't have very good timing. Yeah. There's the mirror shield, so that's kinda big. Assuming
it's
Woofer
big,
is
but
going...
at the same time, there's a good chance that he just goes right to Earth Temple.
I don't know if I'd say there's a good chance, but it is a chance.
He could also sail to Pawprint right from Wind Temple. That's also an option.
Yeah, I'm honestly even a fan of if I end up with like that one overworld check in Pawprint left, I'll even like sail to Pawprint and then sailing to Wind Temple from Pawprint isn't that bad either, really. So that's kind of like the Windfall, Pawprint, Gale Isle is a nice little like triangle of islands that are kind of all right there next to each other.
I don't think I've ever been to Wind Temple that early though, where Crescent Moon is still a thing.
Or I mean, sorry, I meant Pawprint. I don't know if I said Crescent by mistake. Like if you end up with... Right, yeah, the Pawprint Windfall sort of Gale Isle. Yeah. I kind of dig how the mini-boss music stops, like, abruptly, while the fights with the other stuff is still sort of going on. Neat.
Yeah, one of the crazier things, I think the gym was in, went to Outset for the first time, like, an hour into a seed.
Yeah. That feels so weird. I always feel so scared to put off Outset. But I mean, I guess if you're getting like all the good stuff and you can go to other places and do other things and, you know, get fast, easy checks, then hey, there's no reason to.
Yeah, the main thing with Outset, in my opinion, though, is that you never really single dip it because you're most likely gonna do a warp there anyways, an extra warp there to go to the other side of like east or west based on which one you did first.
Yeah, I've been kind of the mindset telling people things like, you know, Outset in Season 4 is kind of like the Windfall of Season 3, but just not as bad. Like, it's like where you warp there the most times, and sometimes it's for the Outset stuff, but a lot of the times it's just to, you know, go to those, like you were saying, Horseshoe, Diamond Step, Headstone, places like that. I would be really shocked if we see Gobby do much more in this dungeon than just Jaw Hollow.
Is left side that slow?
Left
side isn't that bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's I just from my perspective, left side is bad from the sake of like it's so low percent of having things that I would.
Yeah, it's definitely like not the best option, but
Yeah.
at the same time,
that,
if you're here and you're gonna get it anyways eventually.
yeah, those that know me know that like besides Hyrule, left side is like my last location. Oh, I think Gobbity did not want to do that.
Oh yeah, that's unfortunate.
That's really bad. Well, time to go open that warp pot now. Hopefully. So the only thing in Wind Temple is Mirror Shield.
I think you open the warp pod to in between dungeons and you just dip here.
Yeah,
Or
I
you
agree.
use the single statue chest.
True.
Go back.
Plan B. Yeah, you got one more shot at it. He's gonna check
I think
left
he's going
side.
left side,
Like.
yeah.
Oh, okay, so. Yes, he voided on the third crypt song stone.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I think this recovery is probably the best recovery because after this, he's probably not going to do basement and just take the warp out of Valhalla.
I like this strat. I've never taken the time to learn it, but it looks cool.
Well, it's he missed the point why it's faster, but you're supposed to throw medley up first so that you can skip playing command melody.
Yeah. Or even, I suppose, in a situation where you have Mirror Shield, you would do that strat to avoid bringing medley all the way over here at all, right?
Yeah, you'd be able to roll through the first couple rooms.
Yeah, that would save some time. We have the cat jam going on, right?
Yeah, Wolfer in the Mulgira fight.
Yeah, don't forget to put your cat jams in the chat. I think we're using Woofer's audio, right? That's this little sound symbol I see on my screen beside his name. There is a lot of fun of like the kind of the routing on the fly you have in standard rando, but there's something very securing of when you're playing like a spoiler log of having your whole route there nice and planned out, and you don't have to try and make any last minute adjustments if something like, or you know, I mean sometimes in spoiler log things happen, you have to go with like a backup plan or whatever, but there's the fun of both sides. I can see it. Like if it was me, if I was in Gobbity's position, I don't know if I'd have had the mental strength to sort of recover like this and come up with something. I'd have been like, oh, I'm fucked.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna do door storage to get into the single statue chest and then go through that after he does left side.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably hoping for something close to like Mirror Shield, but that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, could you, in theory, I don't know how this works. I know you can break the barrier in this room, the reflected light one, from up above with Mirror Shield. Can you get it from up above with Medley? Because I mean, you could just store.
So.
You don't think
so?
So?
I think you have to be in C up for that.
Okay, gotcha. Because I was gonna say, if so, I mean, actually, you could just store a chest and do like the ledge clip with chest storage right above the stairs there, right, and just leaf over to that door. If you wanted to. You know, like you could check the mini boss, check the second crypt, and then store the chest behind the statues. And then you could sort of clip out of bounds, sort of to the top of those stairs. You know, there's like that ledge there to the right.
Oh yeah.
And then you can leaf over to the door, and then boom, you're back in Earth Temple Go mode position.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a purple rupee. I like purple. It's a nice color.
I think Gob might. Don't go into the boss.
Oh yeah, you can't leave. Oh yeah, you can't leave the mini boss here, can you? You don't have Mirror Shield. Yeah, this is. Oh, and Smokey skip.
Oh. Yeah,
he's gonna be have to save warp out of here.
Yeah, he wants to save that chest I think his play is he wants to save that chest for,
Yeah.
save that chest to go mode, but not realizing that he won't be able to leave this room. Or, yeah, you can, but...
Oh, I think Woofer's going to Earth Temple. Is that what that is?
Yeah, so he's gonna be full clearing. He'll be able to do it more optimally than Gob, though, because he has the mirror shield.
Yeah. Oh, it's a sword, though.
There's
so
a sword. Elijah
I-
loses his speed.
Yep. Rip me.
How long will it take Gob to realize that he has to do something weird, or... Actually,
Oh.
would you be able to just store the chest and walk into the door here? Or is Earth Temple door is too big for that?
You might be able to. I've never tried it. Time for somebody to boot up the old test file, right? Play around with it. See if it's possible. But yeah, Woofer gonna get to do like the fully... Not gonna have light arrows, but gonna get to do like the Earth Temple routing-wise, the fastest possible route, I would say.
There's gonna be
Gobbity.
something really interesting here too. If Gobbity doesn't check the basement, and the check that he skipped that he's going back to now happens to be the small key, he's probably gonna bring that to Wind Temple.
True. So then now, I guess now it comes down to where is the last sword? As we know it's not in Wind Temple. Oh, true. Yeah, we're missing a shard too. Earth Temple basement looking pretty good.
Well, yeah, there is just one pretty much in Earth Temple basement, or this spot right here, but
Yeah. We'll see. Gobbity's gonna. Yeah, we're gonna be storing it, I think. Oh.
he wants to get away from the enemies.
Yeah. It might be in his best interest to just use the light arrows here.
I think there's also the option of just doing bomb push storage on the top of the chest, but
Yeah, I think that's
If you don't-
probably the play I would.
it's also a little slow if you don't get it first try, compared to Reese trying on any other spot.
True.
Oh, this is an interesting round, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the clip I was sort of talking about. I just didn't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
It's hard to describe. Stuff like that. Alright, Tanjo being the confirmator for us. So what's the so I guess here's the question here's the
Moment of truth on Woofer's screen.
Oh yeah. This check and then the other so we have a couple other possibilities here of it's a small
It's small
key.
key.
So
So
things
that's
that
good for
could
Gob.
yeah, things that could be good for Gobbity right now, I guess. The worst case for Gobbity is that last sword is Angular Cave, right? Because then he'll probably full clear Wind Temple too. Best case for Gobbity is the shard is there, I suppose. Either one of those things. Best case for Gobbity is both of those items we need are in the Earth Temple basement. Because then it'll be go mode, right? Oh no, after FF. He needs to do the FF sword. But then he'll be go mode after FF.
Well, yeah, did
Unless he
Wind
goes
Temple just
Wind
have nothing other than Wind God's Aria?
It had the mirror shield. That was it. Gobbity not wanting to
That's
take any
actually
chances.
insane. Yeah, that could be really good for Gobbity.
Yeah, definitely would get to.
Like, it makes
A nice
this full clear really unoptimal, but if you get to skip it entirely, then it's good.
Yeah, getting to skip like, and I mean, I'm pretty sure the small key in Wind Temple was pretty early, right? Wasn't it like just behind the big stone head or whatever?
The small key in Wind Temple.
Yeah, something like that. I think there was one relatively early. Like
Yeah, I think there was one like right away. I think it might have
Yeah.
even been the first check.
So I mean, if the basement is loaded for Gobbity, I guess there's Bytome Mail too, right? I always forget about that. So if the basement is or maybe Gobbity's thinking, I want out of this.
No mail.
I want out of this dungeon, and we'll just leave after this and come back for left side after finding, or left side basement. I mean, after finding Mirror Shield. No mirror shield does make the basement a little bit more annoying. It's possible, but... Oh, can you... How do you get the right or the left chest without mirror shield?
You do most of the puzzle with Medley.
I see.
You get the light to be over there.
Yeah. Not ideal. I wouldn't want to do that.
Or,
So
yeah, no. That's the only way, yeah.
Yeah. Screw that. I might be thinking at that point, well, I suppose, knowing what we know, it would be faster to just do that strat and get to skip all of Wind Temple. Assuming it's not Angular Cave. But in Gobbity's mind, it might be thinking, I open the warp pot, I can just come back with Mirror Shield eventually, because I could warp to here from 2 other dungeons.
Yeah, so what Gobbity really needs to do here is he needs to get the checks that he needs to complete the game, and not get the ones that he doesn't need.
True.
That's all you need to do. It's really not much to it.
The other thing that's really rough for Gobbity, I suppose, right, is he's missing quite a few shards still, too. And we know that 2 of them and a sword are in... Not 2. There's one in... At least one in Forsaken Person. I can't remember. Something like that. But that's a lot of the items you need in a very small amount of, you know, a location that's pretty tough for it to be that loaded, right? I mean...
So I think if I was Gob, I'd head to Wind Temple here, but... It's better to... yeah.
Oh, he's out.
Maybe
Yeah.
even FF and then come back. Hope
Yeah,
for FF and then come back.
Yeah. Yeah. And, for voiding out here.
It's
Getting
only
hearts.
mildly bad for Woofer that, actually, Gobbity could also be trying to bring the... He might... If he doesn't save warp at all in FF, he could be thinking about the spawn.
True. Although we know that the chest that he stored wasn't a small key, because Woofer found all 3 of them.
Yeah.
But Gobbity doesn't know that, so it's definitely a play to try and get into Wind Temple without save warping, and hope that you can just find a small key. Or so, hope that you will have a small key, sorry. So yeah, I guess from our perspective, it's either Angular Cave, Bitomail, or Earth Temple Basement, right? Is the last... Or the sword could be in Hyrule too, obviously. But we have seen everything else.
Yeah, it really is looking like there's a good potential for it to be in Hyrule.
Yeah, yeah. Alright, so that's a root piece from Third Crypt. It sounded like. Oh wait, we saw that already?
Yeah, we did see that one, unfortunately.
It's so...
Like it. Gob, go in the big... Or no, you can't go in the big doors because they have...
That would have been cool. If he would have had the secret strand.
Just point in the big doors. The massive doors that nobody knows why they're there other than they're just there.
True. This dungeon is so weird, Forsaken Fortress. Such a weird dungeon.
It really is wild that you just don't know where you're going as a casual. Just kind of go in circles and hope.
It's like a big ring. True.
Go back in the jail and you're like, oh, back to the jail.
Yeah. It's a giant ring that, like, there's, like, over half of the rooms just have no point of existing.
I don't want to know how long it took me to get past some of those, like, rooms with 2 moblins in them just by using the barrel on top of me.
Oh, yeah. As a kid, playing this game, that was so stressful. Not knowing how, like, the mechanics of it work.
Yeah, now you're just like, well, you actually still have the hitbox for a little bit after you take off the barrel, so you can just, like, take off the barrel and then run.
Yeah. True. Oh, Slam's bringing in the hot information. You need Leaf. Well, we'll
Is
have
it
to
equip
tell...
or do you just, like, fly into the door?
Do you go like? Do you have to go on like top of like? Is there a door frame you get on top of maybe or something? I'm very intrigued. Gobby needs. Wait. Did Gobby find the last shard somewhere? Was that the thing he stored on ET? Oh no, Woofer has the shard too. I guess we had the shard somewhere. Don't know where that happened. It must have been stored, I guess. Yeah, Gobbity just needs the 2 boss shards.
Yep.
Okay. Wow. So yeah, I guess we weren't missing that 1 shard this entire time. We're gonna get to see on Woofer's side if it's on Earth Temple Basement. Yeah, I'm not sure which one of these is looking. I guess best case for Gobbity right now. I don't know what is the best case for the sword location. I think Angular's not a very good place because then it'll full clear Wind Temple.
Yeah, Woofer. Yeah. Angular is definitely the worst spot for Gobbity, but actually, I don't even know.
Yeah, this is so hard. This is so weird.
It depends on what he does. Does he go back? Does he do Angular first, or does he go back to Earth Temple first? He might do Angular and then swim back to Earth Temple.
Yeah,
that might be his route.
Although I'm almost wondering if he gets Mirror Shield in Wind Temple, if he just warps back into Earth Temple through the dungeon warp too. Well, when I should say when he gets Mirror Shield. Well, there it is. So now
here's
we
a sword.
Well, we're gonna full clear Earth Temple, so that might be better for Gobbity, meaning the Angular chest is obviously not going to be required. If Gobbity elects to warp back to Earth Temple from Wind Temple, or even from FF to check those checks. Although I'm guessing Gobbity's not going to want to go to Earth Temple Basement without Shield, right?
Yeah, it's gross, but it's right there too.
Yeah.
Like if he plans on doing like most of the room, but he checks the first one first.
Yeah. It would be definitely a gamble to do that, I would say. Because
like Wind Temple isn't the worst full clear, right? Also if he's only a couple items off, he might also just like get a couple items here and there and like try to rush items.
Yeah. I think in Wind Temple the checks you really want to avoid are the the mini boss and the kill all. But even from Gobbity's perspective, right, he has light arrows. I mean, those checks aren't even that bad with light arrows. You know?
Yeah, and even I guess there isn't really a good way to get the check that the Southwest room without Mirror Shield.
Yeah, I think if you're Gobbity, you don't want to go back in there until you know you can clear it without having to do a bunch of really crazy shit.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see what his plan is. He might think it's worth a shot. When he clears most of Wind Temple and it's completely empty, he might be like, maybe I should go back to Earth Temple.
Yeah, like initially I was thinking that Woofer full clearing this is like in theory a bad thing, but since you need basement and left side anyways, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess the unluckiest thing for Woofer is just that where the grappling hook was, and that Cabana has light arrows, right? That's kind of unfortunate, although I guess that's the advantage of knowing that leafing strat. Obviously, I know he knows that strat. The advantage, I guess, of doing that strat.
Yeah, I'm assuming he'll go to Cabana right after this.
Yeah. He might check Angular before doing Pauper or Cabana. Oh, hey, there's the big key.
Yeah, so Gob is checking his mail. Gain arrow and bomb mail.
Wind God Zarya.
Wait, no, gain not arrow mail. Bomb mail and vital mail. And probably gonna play Song of Passing for arrow mail.
Oh, is Woofer gonna gamble the left side? Oh no, he realizes that he needs mail. Or I guess he doesn't realize that he wants medley. Maybe I should have said it.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
I
most
guess-
people just do the trick on the left side that they're comfortable with. I don't think that one's necessarily harder than the other. It's just different.
yeah. We're gonna super. My guess is Gale Isle, right? I mean,
Yep, he's going definitely Gale. There's no other spot. He's not going to
Yeah.
Angular, I'll tell you that much.
yeah. Gobbity probably thinking I need one sword, and there's what 13, 14 places it could be in Wind Temple. Well, I guess once you count out dungeon items, it's more like 8. But you know, probably feels like that's. And you know, he has light arrows. He has everything he needs required for the dungeon. He has light arrows to make the combat super easy. So.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
really close up before Gobby decided to open the chest.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because that cost him a lot of time, like probably 3, maybe 4 minutes even.
Yeah, having to go back through everything again like that. It's rough.
Having to go
The
back
middle
through,
section.
having to go back through
The left
like
side
yeah,
again.
the whole middle section and the left side, yeah.
Yeah, that's rough. And
Because the
it's gonna-
alternative is just instead of backtracking through all of that, just use the warp pot.
Yeah, true. Being able to open that warp pot the first time would have helped a lot for Gobbity. He might have even found that sword. He might have even went into the Earth Temple basement.
No, we know where the last sword is. So the last sword for Woofer is in Cabana, which he needs grappling hook, which is in paw print for.
Oh, the sword is on mini boss. The light arrows are on command
Oh yeah,
for
yeah.
Wolf. But yeah, I mean, still, like you said, the upper thing is still true.
Yeah, mini boss, and then Gob's bow or Gob's sword is in the basement on the right chest.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Purple rupee. We're saying, I think 631 rupees is enough. The Wolfer's gonna
Gob,
be done.
however, is richer.
True. Yes. So, Wolfer gonna be down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 checks in the overworld after this. Just the 2 at Paw Print, the Angular Cave, and then the 3 at Cabana, if my math is correct. There's the sword. Oh, Beto. Can't forget Beto, so 7.
Yeah, so he probably gets mail at Cabana or mail at paw print maybe.
Yeah. either
Actually,
Paw
he
Print-
might do Angular before he does paw print because he can't full clear paw print yet.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. And then the Cabana and Paw Print checks are basically become a 50-50 of...
And also, don't forget that we still have the. He might do Forest Haven without grappling hook.
Oh, true, yeah. I forgot about those Forest Haven checks.
I'd actually be more surprised if he doesn't do Forest Haven without grappling hook, just because he knows that grappling hook has to be somewhere, and he knows that he's missing a sword, or not a sword, just one item.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows of the items, of the what, 3,
Oh.
6 items that he hasn't gotten. One of them has to be the grappling hook, and these 2 can't be the grappling hook.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so I think this makes a lot of sense, honestly. Going here, you check the mail, you can check those grapple checks, and you can check Angular, which, you know, makes a lot of sense. Those are all places that you know you won't have to double dip, as opposed to, or maybe, and yep, we are gonna, or we're either going to Angular or we're doing, oh, we're going
Nope,
to Angular.
just one Angular.
All right. Oh, we'll get to see what's inside the Angular Cave. Should be interesting for everyone. Dang, Makar is having a rough time getting around that that floor trap thing. Yeah, unfortunately, not a lot really to say at this point. It's just a matter of, are the runners going to correctly guess the place they need to go to, or not?
Yeah, pretty much. It's fair to say I think Woofer has the lead, and then it's just how much time will Woofer stall with other checks to let Gob catch up, essentially.
Yeah,
And
if you're
stall, I'm using the term stalling and letting him catch up very loosely.
yeah, it's one of those points to where if you assume that both of the runners are gonna get as unlucky as possible and get the item they need in the last possible check, Woofer definitely has fewer checks left for that to happen compared to Gobbity.
You should have just taken my advice. Just go to the checks that you need. Don't get the ones that you don't.
True. Just place sport level. Just do that. It was a joy pendant. Not sparking joy, at least for me. The head bonk on the little window there. Always kind of funny.
Yes, looking back at the scene, even though
Woofer's gonna check Cabana first. I guess Woofer needs ankle too.
well, he's not gonna check Cabana first. He's gonna check the Master Sword Chamber. He can't get into Cabana.
Well, the waterfall chest, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. The Cabana quadrant.
I didn't realize that he hadn't gotten that yet. That's wild.
Yeah. Guess he was hoping for what do you call it? Grapple before coming here. Which I suppose kind of makes sense when you get down to only needing so few items. It's kind of like this is one check versus the logic says you can full clear entire dungeons, even if those are like kind of the worst dungeons as far as items being in them can be. Woofer needs 2 tingle statues too, I think. At least according to the tracker. Woofer needs 1 tingle statue.
Where is the last statue?
I think it's in Cabana, right? Because we know that the paw print checks are grapple and boomerang. So that means that the tingle statues have to be Cabana with the light arrows, right? Just by maths. By logic reading.
Or no, it was on Small Island. I'm silly. What's that?
Oh yeah, that's right. Gobbity did those. I keep forgetting about those checks. I'm guessing Woofer goes here, gets the grappling hook, gets the boomerang, then goes Forest Haven, checks those 2, and then Cabana. That would make the most sense from a routing perspective, I would say.
Gobbity's last sword is in Earth Temple basement, and Woofer's last bow is in Cabana.
Mm-hmm.
And Woofer is getting grappling hook here.
Yep.
But Gobbity's gonna be getting his mirror shield here, so this is also gonna be a big decider of what happens.
Yeah, true. Well, Gobbity just... I almost would say if you're Gobbity, you probably finish Mulgara and then save warp out and warp back to Earth
Yeah,
Temple.
you actually save a lot of time if you end up getting Mulgara storage too.
Yeah, true. Could be the play to go for it. And I'm also assuming Gobbity checks the last 2 checks. I don't think you sort of want to gamble ET basement over these last 2 checks. So definitely a close one here.
I do think that in my mind, it would make sense to check Forest Haven first before
Yeah.
Cabana, just because it's one less warp.
Yeah, that's what I would do too, honestly. Yeah, that's what Wolfer's gonna do. Yeah, given the fact, kind of what we said, I think Wolfer definitely has the lead then, even more definitively. Gobbity gonna finish up Wind Temple, and then he'll get his check faster in Earth Temple basement, right? He'll get go mode a little quicker, but he still has to fight Mulgera and finish up in Wind Temple here. That's gonna take a little while. So, still very close though. Or does Woofer go? I don't think Woofer goes ankle before Cabana, since you warp here with the intent of sailing to Cabana right away. I'm guessing after getting the Tingle Statue, ankle is sort of the last location. Before high roll, of course. Oh, Gobbity hasn't done the top here yet either. I didn't realize that. Oh, but having light arrows, you know, not bad. I really like the Forest Haven music, though. It's kind of peaceful, serene.
It's always so peaceful until you miss bulb skip.
True. Just get the leaf. Then you don't miss it.
I haven't missed bulb skip yet in Rando so far since season 4.
I only do bulb skip if I have a leaf.
Yeah, I wouldn't count that as bulb skip.
I mean, I still skip the bulb.
Well, it's not really the same.
I don't know. I feel like it kind of is. I feel like you still skip the bulb.
It's
just
like one
easier.
of them that's just free, but the other one saves 5 seconds, loses 40.
Yeah. Sure, definitely less risk.
Yeah, that being said, I think I've only done like actual bulb skip twice with season 4 sighting so far.
Yeah. Usually you have leaf before you go there. I'm not sure if there's a command for a link to the Discord. Somebody's asking in chat. Oh.
I was thinking like, is he gonna check Master Sword Chamber, but then realizing that he's gonna check Chamber.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's always at this point of the race. Like, even if you're Woofer, obviously they can't see each other's screens, so you're always nervous when you get down to like the last couple checks, thinking like, oh, what if they didn't do this?
Oh, I hope Wolper's not thinking about checking Master Sword Chamber. Okay, no. That would have been unfortunate for him, but
What, did he just save warp? Did he save warp after warping to top G?
Yes. I don't know if that was, maybe he was doing a safety save
Yeah.
and just reset by sort of muscle memory.
Yeah,
thinking,
I've definitely done safety saves and reset out of muscle memory.
Yeah, I'm guessing the plan is if Cabana is not the light arrows, he just resets and boom, he's right there to go to high roll.
Yeah.
So not a bad idea at all. So I think other than the light arrows are in the top chest, right? So wrong piece of paper there. So I think that means Wolfer will get to skip one non-high roll check then, right? So that's kind of nice, you know. Not a full clear, not a full clear.
just almost a full clear.
Yeah.
He got it. It saves like probably 30 seconds because he has to
okay.
go back into the dungeon.
Nice job for Gobbity. That's definitely gotta feel pretty nice. And I think we're gonna get to have our first, somebody click our first little go mode icon here in just a second. Hey, there we go. We are off to Hyrule. And
I don't know about
Gobbity's
you, but me personally, I almost consider go mode as like I get it a little bit before I get what's actually considered go mode because you already know like your exact route for the rest of the checks.
Yeah, that kind of
as
makes
much
sense.
as you can and just dip Hyrule, whatever.
Right. At some point, there's no more, like, your route's not going to change.
Yeah.
You just have everything you need, and you're like, this is the order I'm doing these last checks in. One of them is going to be the sword, or, the shard, or the light arrows, or whatever. And
It's when you can like kind of just turn off your brain and sense of routing and just turn on and focus fully on your gameplay.
yeah, it's very nice. You don't have to worry about any.
That's part of the reason I really like spoiler log is because it was a lot more thinking for the first 50 minutes, but after the first 50 minutes, as long as you wrote your route right, you don't have to do much thinking, you just play the game.
True. I don't know about your routes, how they end up, but mine always have like tons of notes in between all the checks in large capital letters with a bunch of asterisks. And then like there's some strats that I'd be like, I'd have a giant note there, I'd be like, do not forget to, void out here, or do not forget to do this or whatever.
Okay, so Gob's playing with fire here. But yeah.
Oh. Well, we're done with Mulgara, so we just need one more sword on Gobbity's side.
I think Gob's strat there actually is you can actually take damage from Mulgara there as you yeah, it's just for the iframes. You can take damage when he's coming out of the ground and that can kill you.
Yeah, true.
But
Mulgara,
generally my strat for Mulgara storage is if I don't have 5 hearts, I don't do it.
yeah, I mean, I've died doing it before, so.
Oh,
It's
and if
not-
you die, you don't just get to go back there and just get the Triforce shard.
Yeah.
that'd be the nice part of it.
Yeah.
Actually, I wonder, if you died and stalled by hovering until the cutscene ended,
I would
would the
think it
shard
would
be there?
be.
I feel
think-
like you'd be done with the fight.
I think you're right. That would make sense. I feel like that's generally how those types of things work. Because it's probably the end of the cutscene, right? That sort of is the trigger for
Yeah.
the boss. So yeah, I think my answer, just if I had to like guess, would be yes. Gobbity thinking Master Sword Chamber. It looks like. We'll be able to. Oh, oh yeah, he did save. So we can once he finds out it's not Master Sword Chamber, he can just soft reset back into Wind Temple. So that's quick.
Yeah, I think Gobbity is realizing that he's pretty far behind, probably based on the fact that he did that major hiccup in Earth Temple.
Yeah.
But other than that, like the execution and the routing ended up being very similar.
Yeah, true. The big difference maker, barring of course that mistake, was probably that the getting the grapple earlier.
Yep.
And getting the light arrows earlier.
Yeah, no, I think if Gob doesn't have that mistake and he goes to Wind Temple first, I think he would have won this.
Yeah, it would have been certainly very, very very close. It would have been tough. I guess the mirror showed placement is sort of like the equalizer in that because of how, with Earth Temple having 2 of the swords, that sort of got the time save back on Woofer's side. But yeah. And PG1 is down for Woofer. And normally, I don't know about you, when I'm using the Wind Temple warp pot to go back to Earth Temple or somewhere, I usually like to just warp through the green pot to the blue one and then go that way to the room with the warp pot.
That is
don't know if that's
faster,
faster.
but I never open the blue pot. So
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I always open the blue pot.
going through the first couple rooms isn't bad at all because if you
Ooh. Sorry.
if you you can just run right off the edge without using the springs at all and ledge grab with the pumps if you're comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
It does lose a lot of time if you miss it, obviously, but like there's a lot of things that if you miss it.
Yeah, true. Most things, I suppose. But yeah, and sorry about that gasping there for, I was like, oh, double crit, nice. And Puppet Ganon has been defeated.
I always stress when I don't hit double crypt because I just think about the time loss of not hitting double crypt.
I always, my favorite thing about every time I miss double crypt is I just remember what Tanjo told me. He says, when he said that you can't call yourself a top runner if you don't consistently hit double crypt, I go, that's good. It takes the pressure off. Since I don't consistently hit it, that makes me not a top runner. So helps relieve some of my anxiety a little bit. I do also enjoy the rope climb. The Sans rope climb.
Gob getting his
And-
Master Sword.
I'm thinking, oh, I probably could have had this a little while.
Yeah, that's another thing. If he would have just gotten that Master Sword forehead, get it.
Yeah. Just know where the items are.
Just get it before he goes into the Wind Temple. You just go to Wind Temple.
Yeah, that would have been a pretty significant time save. Alright, final phase of Ganon for Wolfman. And GG's. Very interesting seed we saw today. Very nice race.
So it's like we should have Goblin Woofer in here soon.
Yeah, for a interview, presumably.
Yeah, so the next match between Gobbity and Woofer will be tomorrow at the same time. Tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
Everyone's favorite time.
See, I never actually remember if it's daylight or standard time, so I'm really happy that it's going away.
Yeah, What I usually just say is Eastern time.
Yeah, it's whatever it is at that time of the year.
Yeah. And then I just avoid happening to know if that's what it is or isn't. See, Gravity rolling through Hyrule. It's kind of a nice, scenic, you just get to roll and take a look at Hyrule and all its pretty colors and vivid brightness. Always nice. Oh, we have our 2 runners in for interviews. GG's, guys.
GG's.
Wait, with Gobbity, how can you play and talk at the same time?
Well, I'm into the streaming biz for a long time, I stream and always speedrun, just how it goes.
He's too good. He's too good.
So, Gob.
Yeah, look, I forgot you were commentating this. I forgot you were commentating this race. Forgot that you were on the little comms list, and now I'm you know what? Woofer, go ahead. Just I'm not gonna answer anything for a while. I just gotta take a moment to collect myself, and we'll be off of this.
I only have one question for Gob.
God.
The third crypt.
Listen, I am very upset. What I meant to do there, if you noticed, I was to the side of the chest, right? And I wanted to put away my item so I could take out sword and jump slash. And I magnet hands over to opening the chest. And I don't know how I got there. I'm gonna be honest. I just wanted to put away my item. I didn't forget. It just, I don't know, man.
So, no, I was going to ask on this similar thing. Did it ever cross your mind to store the table chest instead of the random chest?
Yes, but the thing is that, because I wanted to get the behind 3 statues chest.
Oh, you thought you could leave the mini boss?
I thought I could leave mini boss. Yeah, that's exactly
Interestingly enough, I think PK figured out a way to do it with Leaf if you store the chest in there.
Yeah, I figure there's probably some way they're just like, whatever.
Oh, one thing I'll say to Woofer, I don't know if you know this or not, but in paw print, there's this really cool strat you can do with the Leaf. And you can actually go out of bounds and you can get that other check.
Funny. Because the other day I did a race and lost 3 minutes on that. And this time I was like scared at the start of the race because I got the leaf and I've been failing leaf pumps all the time. So I was just like, I'm going to put this off because at some point I'm going to find grapple and come back here. Whoops.
Well,
you will find it eventually, yeah. When you come back.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That was fun. We were all wondering the whole time. We were like, man, it's gonna be. I was thinking the whole time. I was like, he's probably gonna last location that, isn't he? And yeah.
Yeah, I just gotta say, I don't think a single gamble paid off, and in the worst ways possible, you know? Just like, the one time Leaf is on, you know, salvage, I don't go Popper first. Like...
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Like, the one time I don't go to ET basement, because I was gonna go to basement, I was gonna do that, but then I messed up so much, I was like, I have to gamble the Wind Temple. But, turns out, the one chest in ET in basement I don't even sure like for at all is the one that had the Master Sword. Oh my god, like everything just did not pay off. I even went for the Hyrule, big Hyrule. Nothing. Nothing. Oh my god.
I was also wondering, I'm assuming, Woofer, you just didn't realize right away that it was exactly 6-eye Reef. And
oh, no, I had no idea. I actually had that thought later, like, I had that thought later, maybe that was 6-eye Reef, and it would suck to do, but then I ended up having to go there with no items anyway, because the first, like, 10 chests I checked were nothing. Yeah. And then I got that terrible RNG on the Moblin, which fun.
Yeah, that was rough.
I was verbally tilting and
Yeah,
glad
you
I
have
wasn't using my.
Oh yeah.
you have to make sure that you save warp with all of the morphs on you, so that you get morph push and they can't touch you anymore.
That's a great idea. I'll try that next time.
Oh my god.
But then it turns out to be really bad if you end up needing or end up trying to skip the hook shot because, well, morph
That would be a problem.
kind of a give and a take, you know. Both Wind Temple and Logic, you're good to go.
That's true. You do need that item. Oh my god, in my Mulgariff, I don't know what I hate this, right? This is a this seed, and then I just
I mean, it still save time with the storage because it's like it's really
Yeah.
fast if you don't have to leave.
Oh yeah.
But then you did leave.
And then I did leave, yeah. I went for the big Gamba. And then I forgot which pot led to ET. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the dungeon pot, not the Oh well.
It was still a really entertaining race, though.
Yeah,
Lots
the
of
only
swims.
the only big like routing differences other than the grappling hook was Earth Temple versus Wind Temple.
And it sucks too because if I just committed hard to just getting everything I could in Earth Temple, it would have paid off. Which is just hurts. It hurts so much.
But it's also definitely like that huge mental block of like messing something up and then you're like, well, we're just gonna start gambling stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
At this point, it's just like it feels like a small mess up. Oh, I have to do a small route change, whatever I'll keep doing. But it was just like it was so like catastrophically bad.
Your brain kind of tells you, I don't have Mirror Shield. I'm not really supposed to be here anyway. Why am I doing this? Why am I putting
Yeah.
myself through this pain?
Yeah, because I'm like, if I go to the basement and gamble, I'm just gonna have to come back later if it's bad again. It's like whatever. Ugh. But it's okay. I don't get disqualified.
I see. That was cute. I like that.
Gavi the winner of game one, actually. Move the ticker over.
Big flipperoo. Unfortunate.
Well, anything else either of you two want to say about the seed? Anything that stood out to you?
That was the longest that I ever took to get a weapon.
Yeah, that was wild.
Was
Where
was it?
Fire
Just
Mountain
0-0.
Skullhammer? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Don't you love it when there's just a sphere 0 that you just don't get ever because it's not optimal to get?
I love it. God, I love being optimal. Anyway.
It was also very tragic how close Scob was with his super swim to the ghost ship.
Oh yeah.
It made the noise. It made the noise. It actually made the noise. And I'm like, oh, sweet, I made it. And then I just drowned. Like, oh my god. Oh, I'm so upset. Whatever, it's still good. Still a good race, still a good seed. I had a somewhat of a good time, I suppose. But GG's.
GG's.
Still make game 2. Keep you on your little toes.
Oh, yeah, I'm still scared.
Well, I guess if we don't have any other questions or comments from any of the runners or anybody, we'll give a huge shout out to our wonderful trackers today. They did such a great job. And also, we can't forget our Restream team, VXR and Trez and Cubs, all kind of, passing the baton to each other to help, keep everything up and running, making sure we have the Peppa Jam audio going or Cat Jam audio going for us all the time. With switching to Mulgara when optimal. And yeah, make sure to follow our runners. They're both very, very talented runners. And yeah, any final thoughts from you, Jay, my co-commentator?
I think that's it. I think I analyzed enough of it during the seed.
I think we were breaking people's brains talking about where the hook shot could be when you guys got the fire ice arrows, and then Hammer was behind Fire Mountain. We were like,
Yeah, we really were pointing out like where every item could and couldn't be.
Oh my god. Oh, and I decided not to go ice rings because I was going to super swim and they would have been better because I had bait bag. Every gamble, dude.
yeah. But yeah, I think if you're ready, Cubs, we're good to wrap it up now. It seems like.